How does it feel to be the new Birmingham City manager?
Yeah, very exciting. Obviously it's happened very quickly and all those things, but speaking to Mr. Zhao and Dong and the other guys and going through that process, yeah, obviously we all know the stature of Birmingham, how big a club it is, the historic club that it is, and then obviously from my own point of view in terms of my own ambitions and the challenges that are ahead, and we aligned and it matched, and very supportive in those talks. And like I said, it was a very quick process, but it's one that I'm really excited to be here, and a big historic club like this. And yes, it's in a difficult moment, but coming here and meeting that challenge head on I've said that from the very start of my management, that those are the type of challenges that I like to look at and get my teeth into, and this is definitely another one. So very excited to be here.
Were there any reservations? You talk about how quickly it happened. Just when did they approach you, and did you have any reservations in your mind when you saw maybe what has gone on at this club in the past few months?
No, of course. Obviously I was a manager out of work at that moment in time, and then I think during those periods you're always looking for what might come next. Football moves very quickly and changes very quickly. From my own experience, I know that very well. And then you're hoping that the next opportunity you might get is one that really takes your eye and adds that motivation to yourself. And then of course speaking to these guys here and having those talks, of course it was very quick after the game on Saturday, and then a lot of the time yesterday, so it's a very short process. But what I felt was aligned was the motivation and the ambition and just that connection of what we can do here. And yes, we're in a difficult moment as it is, and yes, that's the main focus right now, and we were all hands on deck for that side of it. But I think it's also the potential of what this club can be and what we can all be together going forward. So I said before, I'm the type of person, I was like that in my career and in my management career, to take challenges on, and ones that excite me and are big challenges, and this is one, but I'm really looking forward to it. So I'd like to thank Mr. Zhao and Dong for really helping me and helping me see the project and going forward. And it's, like I said, there was a connection straight away, so I felt very comfortable in taking the job.
Can you confirm who your backroom team will be? It's not all been made official yet.
No, still little bits just to finalise. But in terms of putting a backroom staff together, I'm trying to there's always people that work with me and understand how, because we have to come in and try and work very quickly as well. Guys that understand how I work and what's expected and the level that we can deliver it at. So yeah, there's still final things to go through, and I'm sure in the coming days you'll be able to see that more official.
First match tomorrow night comes quickly at home, inevitably against your former side Middlesbrough. Are you looking forward to that?
Destiny. No, it's no, in all seriousness, look, you can't. Those things are out of your control. It's funny how football actually works out like that. You see it a lot, whether it's coincidences or, as I said, destiny or those type of things. But yeah, football has a funny way of doing those things regularly on a regular basis. But look, of course, preparation time, being with the players today for the first day, had a really good morning with them. So we had a lot of things that we try to. Of course, it's quick. It's not the ideal situation, but of course, it's what we are. And we have to put our full focus into it. So working with the players today, very good group, very determined to get themselves out of this situation, which is good. That's the first thing you look for, and then really just trying to give them that simple things right now, and in terms of what we need to do for this game tomorrow.
Can you tell us at all? Obviously, we've seen quite a few managers here over the past few months. Do you think you finally found your man in Garry, and why is he the right man for Birmingham?
Sorry, I'll be more than happy to answer any of your questions in the future, any time from now. But today, we're all here to support Garry, and we've got really hard fixtures coming up, and we need to get out of there as soon as possible. Thank you.
Garry, how much have you seen of Birmingham City this season, and is there enough there from what you've seen for them to get out of this hole?
Well, yeah, number one, a big reason why I suggested coming here was seeing the capability of what's in that squad. And of course, I think we all know with the quality that is in the squad, for whatever reasons, shouldn't be in the position that they're in, but they are. And then obviously, of course, I've seen a lot of them, obviously being earlier in the season, having played against them, watching a lot of their games from early in the season, and of course watching as many games as possible from their recent games. Yeah, I have a very good idea of those players. Of course, as well, from previous seasons as well, knowing the players and how they are and what they're capable of. So it was that capability that was part of the attraction as well, and knowing that there's a good quality in there that they can do a lot better than what they're doing right now. But the situation is what it is. You can have quality, but you have to put other things with it, and that's what I'm here to do, to try and help these guys and this club to get to number one. The focus is in these 11 games. There is no magic wand, but if we can put certain things in place that can help them, hopefully that quality comes out, which we're confident it will do, and we can focus on these 11 games to make sure that, number one, we remain in the championship, and then after that, as I said before, the talks and the connection here and the ambition going forward is in line with mine, so hopefully we can put something good in place after that.
What was the mood in the players this morning? Because it's been pretty tough, being a Birmingham City player, supporter, everyone around. Did you get the feeling that they've got the 1,000-yard stare, or that there is still a bit of hope there?
No, not at all. I thought it was very. You're never quite sure when you come in. You understand the situation, but you're never quite sure until you actually stand face to face with them and see it in their eyes. But they were very good. They were very motivated, and yeah, of course they understand the situation. Of course, confidence isn't at its highest as what it would be. Naturally, that's dictated by the situation they've been in, and obviously result-wise. But I see a very honest group, which is key, in these situations. And then, of course, try to make certain things clear in these situations. The only way we're going to get out of this situation is together, and by hard work and commitment. Like I said, there's no magic wand, and I think our fans will play a massive part in that as well. As I said, a historic club, a massive fan base, and I've been to St Andrews when it's been rocking, and we're going to need that home and away. We're going to need it to be full. We're going to need it no matter what. I always said it. I think fans, when you grow up, I've been a fan of football since I was a kid. When you grow up, is to support that club through anything, and I think our fans are more than capable of doing that. And I'm sure tomorrow night and every game after that, they'll come in their thousands, their packet, and they'll need to give these players that support, which I'm sure they will.
What can you do or say to try and improve the goal scoring, because that's been a problem the whole of this season?
Look, I think it's one step at a time. I think it's certain things, of course, there's a game tomorrow night, so in terms of preparation today, we haven't been able to go through what you would say a full preparation, but what we've had to do is just identify certain things that can give us, or give the players, certain things to focus on that can give them that security and that confidence to go out there and play how we need them to play and how we want them to play and what they're capable of. But number one right now is that determination. We have to fight. We have to come off the pitch with, crawl off the pitch, if anything, in front of our fans and for ourselves and for the fans and for the club. And what I can see in this group, I can see it in their eyes, they definitely got that in them, and they definitely want to do that. And I'm sure you'll see that from tomorrow night onwards.
Won't be long before you can get a barometer of what you're dealing with here, because some interesting fixtures, shall we say. Cardiff at the weekend, and then tomorrow night Middlesbrough. Yeah,
but that's the championship for you. It's no let up. I think the beauty of this league is you've seen it throughout the whole season. Anyone can beat anyone on their given day or given night. So look, it's about focusing on ourselves. And as I said, we've had one day with them so far, but we've had a really good focus this morning. And yeah, it's about going onto that pitch and really putting their best on the pitch. Their own, for ourselves. Best step forward and give them the ideas that we're looking for, but of course you can't put it all in one day. It's a process. It does take time. There will be ups and downs in these 11 games, but yeah, we're confident. That's why we came here. I believe there's enough quality in that squad, enough good characters, enough togetherness in there for us to focus on these 11 games and do well with them.
Garry, sorry Dan, if you can't keep them up, it's a big task. Are you here for the long haul? Would you stay on?
No, exactly. As I said, look at the club itself. Take this particular situation, 11 games out of it. For now, let's put that to the side. The actual ongoing at the club, I came here because, obviously, with our talks, the chance to be a big historic club, and I've always said it, to work and put something good in place. You don't. I think any manager goes in with the intention of that, but having spoke to these guys and spoke about how my plan and what I think about putting things in place and how I want to be a manager is that's always the focus, and putting that foundation in place at a big club, a great club, a historic club. I don't understand why a manager wouldn't want to do that, and for me that's the passion behind it. That's the motivation for me, and I said it from the very start of my managerial career. I'm sure you can look back through all the quotes, but I said it from the start. Those are the type of situations I want to face. Those are the challenges I want. So yeah, that's why I think we can do that, and that's why I'm looking forward to it as well beyond these 11 games.
When you look at the quality managers who've come before you in recent times and haven't been able to turn it round, does that make you think there's clearly something wrong, something that needs to be fixed, perhaps in the mindset more than anything?
No, I think I'm one of them. Of course you have to know what's gone and have an idea of that, but I've always been a person where I judge it on my own merits. I don't ring up former managers, players, coaches and ask them what about this, because what can be for one doesn't necessarily mean it's the same for another. So I've done it from the very start. I've done it as a player. My character is to judge it on what I see and what I feel that I can do here and how they respond to you. And every situation is a different response to a different manager. So yeah, I wouldn't come here if I didn't believe that we can get these players and this club to where we need to and how we want to do that. But whatever happens, for whatever reasons, I want to be able to put something good here in place and put foundations in place to help us get the club back onto what we know it can be. And yeah, that's the driving force behind it.
Thank you. Good luck.
Did you learn any lessons from your time at Middlesbrough? Is there anything you bring from that here to Birmingham?
I learn lessons every day. But I think throughout your managerial career, I think there's lessons to be learned. I'm still very early, relatively early in my managerial career. It's my 4th year, but I've had a huge experience in that 4 years. I've had a lot of things that have gone on in those 4 years and learned a great deal. And I think from all of that experience you bring into your next situation or opportunity. And yeah, of course, it's that process that you always go through. But I feel confident in my work. It's been relatively successful in the short term that I've been doing it, and of course there's ups and downs, but that's management. But no, yeah, looking to put all those experiences into place here.
Am I right in saying is it your birthday tomorrow?
It is, yeah.
What would be the perfect birthday present for you?
The obvious question. No, look, it's a tough game. It's a difficult situation for everyone. It's not the easiest situation to go into a game. All I care about is that those players are going to give everything tomorrow night, and if they give that, I think that's what our fans want, that's what everyone wants, that's what the players want, and I think that's what gets the response from everyone. And they're good enough to win games, they're good enough to win tomorrow, they're good enough to win in all 11 games, but we know as well as anyone that it's not as easy as that. But tomorrow I just want those players to get that confidence and feel that that support from the fans, and that'll be the best present I could ask for.
Garry, talk about ambition and the club's ambition and yours. How far do you think you can take this club?
As I said, it's one step at a time. I'm only focused right now on those 11 games. Everything else is put to the side. But of course, as I said, from discussions and with the opportunity, of course, there's that understanding of what could come afterwards. And of course, those things will be put into place in the background. But right now, everyone at the club is purely focused on these 11 games.